This man's getting ready to celebrate, because this is a movie about celebrating. But celebrating what exactly? You see, this YouTube channel has been about a lot of things. For starters, it's a library full of stories. Stories of men who had lost their hair but found so much more in the process. Now that is a great reason to celebrate. But that's not what this movie is about. Why does such a library even exist? Well, imagine having a problem and thinking only you are the one struggling with it. You feel kind of embarrassed and ashamed about it, but one day you stumble across 100 other people who are going through the exact same thing and have successfully navigated that journey. They've paved the way, in a sense, for you to pull yourself through. Now that is a reason to celebrate. But that's not what this movie is about. Some of these stories have even been viral hits. A net cast far and wide, rescuing plenty of men in distress. It's even been something of a circle of life, if you will. You have your man, he's balding, feeling kind of helpless with it. Completely relates to another guy who's laid out that roadmap.
It had gotten worse. I was browsing YouTube one night. The one specifically that did it for me, it was his video that I kept going back to. I can relate, and then I remember thinking, yep, yeah, I'm gonna try it.
As a result, our man successfully navigates that journey himself, and I think by just sharing a story, like on your experience, and just talking about it and sharing that moment, can free up another guy to get over his hair loss hang up and go on to do other good stuff. It's just better for everyone. Now that really is a great reason to celebrate. But that's not what this movie is about. By the way, how fun is this stuff? I used to love this stuff. Isn't it great being an adult? Because you can just do stuff like this and... Okay, let's get out of it before we get told off. Remember Adam?
I'm so self-conscious about it. I have other things I need to be worrying about. Job, bills, just there's so many other things, and I don't need this extra weight on my chest right now.
Well, now he works for himself selling real estate in California. Remember John and his awesome kids?
There it is. It's thinning up top. I didn't want to deal with this. That's why I've been covering it up.
You look awesome without hair!
He's really taken his artwork up a notch. How about Dale? He's been releasing more original music than ever, and he just recently played his first live show. Ben started his own podcast, and this Ben has realised his goal of being a full-time videographer and director. Kevin, well, he grew a massive audience on his travel channel. Joshy, yeah, the talented musician. Well, now he's off to medical school. I truly am forever grateful for all of the men that you've seen on this YouTube channel, Instagram posts, all over Baldcafe. They help build this thing into what it is. Listen, guys, if you're watching this, I want to thank you seriously from the bottom of my heart. And you know what? That is a reason to celebrate. But that's not what this movie's about. There are tens of thousands of men watching these videos who have a hang up on hair loss or something else. And that very well could be you. You see, like the men you've seen here that have gone on to do amazing things, you have the exact same potential. This movie is actually about you. Now I want to read you something, and I want you to think about it, because it could be the very thing that you've been needing to think about in order to move on. I think it's really applicable for this video. It is worth noting how much of the pain we feel is a focus of attention because it seems to interfere with other activities. One way to get at this core issue is to imagine how your life would be different if your pain went away. Now, your pain most likely being the pain and fear over losing your hair, going bald. Imagine that someone has waved a magic wand over you, that could be me, and your pain has vanished, right? Don't worry about the ins and outs, just imagine it for a second. You no longer have this hang up over your hair loss. Imagine that you wake up one morning and suddenly, for no reason at all, the chronic depression you've suffered for all these years, or anxiety or worry or whatever your core struggle might be, right? It's gone, it's gone. The cloud's lifted, the pain is over. Here it is, guys. What would you do? Okay, the question, I mean it literally, what would you do? If that pain was no longer there, what would you be doing with your life day to day? Would you go up to that person that you've had an interest in and ask them out? Okay, would you go for that new job offer? What would you do differently? If you no longer had that worry, what would you be doing? And also importantly, what would you want your life to be about? You see, these guys we've mentioned throughout the video, taking the action of shaving their head was pretty much just a stopping point where they made that decision that that pain was no longer going to be there, that worry, that suffering. They moved on from it, and you can do that too. For them, that catalyst really was the head shave. You might not even need to take that step just yet. Spend some time thinking about what you would be doing, what would your life look like, what would you be aiming towards. When you're in that fight, when you're in that worry, we spend so much time thinking about what we don't want or how much pain we're feeling. We spend very little time thinking about what we would be doing if we no longer had that problem. It's really worth the time doing that, guys. As I said, all of this here that you see, the 100,000 subscribers, all of that stuff, it's about you. I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. You already have everything you need to realize your potential for great things. You can realize that and actualize that. It's already in your possession. It's just hair loss has got you caught up. This movie is about you because I know that you are capable of more.